money. So why don't we go ahead and get started? So let's start by getting centered. Go ahead and slide to the back of your chair. And have your feet flat on the floor, your hands resting in your lap. You can lean against the back of the chair. Just relax for a moment. And let's take a few deep breaths. Inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. And do that again. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through your mouth. One more time. And then allow your breath to adjust, breathing through the nostrils. And feel your feet flat on the floor. That gentle pressure of connection to the ground. Feel your seat in the chair, your back against the chair back. That gentle pressure into those points. And just acknowledge in those points that you are supported. Chair is supporting you, the floor is supporting you, and beneath all of that, the earth, the whole planet, rising up to just hold you in this moment. Can you allow yourself to feel supported? If you don't feel supported in any other way today, know that the earth has got you. You might feel like you can relax a bit deeper here, knowing that you are at least physically supported. Feeling the body relax. Notice that gentle expansion and contraction of the body on the flow of your breath. Inhale and exhale. And aware of your mind here in this moment, just as we can be aware of the body and your breath, we can be aware of the mind. What emotional states have you brought to this moment? Maybe there's been some anxiety or sadness or anger. Of course, there could be the other side of the coin. There's might be excitement or anticipation, joy, maybe both sides of the spectrum at the same time. That's fine. The world is complex. It makes sense that our minds would also be complex. And just have acceptance that this is how your mind is in this moment, not needing to change it. Maybe just acknowledge as well that if there's any part of your mind or any part of your body that needs some relief, maybe set it to be an intention that through this practice you can provide yourself some of that relief. The gift of the practice. So with that intention set, go ahead and take a deeper, fuller breath. And welcome yourself on back, eyes opening. And go ahead and slide forward to the edge of your chair, having the knees hip width apart, heels stacking directly underneath the knees so that you feel supported, so that if you move around a bit, you won't fall over, ideally. Good, we're gonna start with some neck rolls. So sitting nice and tall, allow your left ear just to fall over gently to your left shoulder. And then bring it back to center, and then allow the right ear to gently fall over to the right shoulder. And then bring it back up again, go back to the first side. And we'll just keep teeter-tottering the head from side to side for a few rounds. Just moving slowly, dynamically. Keep breathing, of course. Just beginning to stretch the neck. We hold so much tension in the neck. Good, we'll make this a bit more dynamic. Taking your left ear to your left shoulder. Go ahead and roll forward, taking the chin to the sternum, and then bring your right ear to the right shoulder. And then reverse that. Drop the chin down again to the sternum. Roll left ear to left shoulder. Now let's keep rolling in this half circle motion. Ear to shoulder, rolling down, ear to shoulder, and rolling down. Keep going and keep breathing. And as we move through this, a couple of things might be happening, or at least a couple of things. One is that you're starting to feel some nice stretching in the neck, a little bit of relief for that tension. Another is that you become very much aware of where there is tension in the neck and shoulders. And know that we will get to those points. We'll start to work that out. Don't worry. Let's do a few more rotations. It's good just to remind you that these practices that we do here in chair yoga, well, they're lovely in a sequence as I present them. You can pick them out and practice them during your day. So if this is feeling good, know that you can come back to it. Same with any of the other practices that we do. So go ahead and bring the chin down to the sternum and lift your head up to center. And again, you may feel relief. You may feel pinpoints of tension. Those are just knots. We'll work those out. Good. And then let's do some spinal flexing next. So I'll turn sideways, but you can keep facing forward. Still sitting on the edge of your chair. Good. With your next inhale, roll the shoulders up towards your ears. Take the shoulder blades together and turn the chest toward the ceiling. Then exhale, roll the shoulders up and down, widening the upper back and looking down. Again, inhale, open back up, feel the chest lift. And exhale, round the back, feeling the upper back open. Let's keep going. Inhale, open up the chest. And exhale, open up the back, shoulder blades. And just keep going on your breath, opening up inhale, rounding exhale. Bringing mobility to this upper spine. This area of the body doesn't actually get moved a lot. And so it makes sense if you find tension here, or it doesn't feel like the most flexible or mobile region of your body. Trust me, if I wasn't doing yoga all the time, mine would be really tight too. But know that we can create this mobility. We can bring relief to those tight places in the upper back, in the shoulders, and in the neck. So let's do just a few more. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, rounding forward. Keeping the lower back pretty steady here. The lower back really isn't moving at all. Good. Now, as you come into the more hunching posture, the upper back widening and the shoulders working together in front of you and looking down, stay. And take deep breaths here and imagine you could bring the breath into the upper lobes of your lungs, asking the shoulder blades to widen just a hair more. creating that movement in the back body. We often think about breathing forward of the spine, but the truth is that the rib cage is 360. You can create movement in the back. Let's do one more breath here. And then inhale, open back up the heart. Take the shoulder blades together, turn the head toward the ceiling, chest opens, and bring some of that breath into the upper lobes of the lungs, in the front of the body, the chest, the collarbones, the throat opening, the chest opening. You can shrug your shoulders just a little bit to create a cradle for the neck. Good. All right. Go ahead and shrug your shoulders up to help the head to center, and then sit with a tall spine, noticing sensation, all that nice movement in the upper spine. There also might be an energetic awareness. Sometimes we move the upper spine, it helps to wake us up a bit. So you might feel a bit more alert after doing that. Good. So we're going to do another exercise for your spine, and I'll have you take your knees and feet into the wider position. So just a hair wider than your shoulders, toes pointing outward, and your heels tucking underneath the knees, so that if you sway from side to side, you don't fall over. And you can give that a check real quick. Just if you sway to the side and you start to feel unstable, widen the feet to create a bigger base. Okay, so like the distance of the knees, like I say, shoulder width apart or a little wider than shoulders. That's like honestly what works in my body. You might have to have yours a bit wider or a bit narrower. So work with what works best for you. Now I want you to imagine the spine, the skeletal structure, the tip of the tailbone, all the vertebrae to the center of the brain. Imagine it like a blade of grass blowing in the wind, to be corny. But we're going to use that image to bring some mobility laterally to the spine. So go ahead and just like sway to the side and then roll back and sway to the other side. Just allow the spine to be nice and loose here. Letting go. And breathe as you move, of course. But try to feel as much mobility in the side to the spine as you can. Remembering that the neck is a part of the spine, so that can kind of move around too. It's kind of like we're at a concert and like the slow song comes on, but you're vibing with it. And you like, you light a lighter and you just kind of sway. You can either use that image or the blade of grass, whichever one works for you. One day we'll be in concerts again together. But keep swaying, keep building that mobility in the spinal column. Deep breaths, especially if you notice yourself holding your breath. You could easily just let yourself get lost in this movement. We don't usually move our spines from side to side like this, so this is quite different. It actually helps to kind of change the quality of your nervous system. We move the bodies in ways that it's not used to. Gently, of course. Let's do a couple more. And then stack the spine back up and notice sensation as you come to stillness. And again, you might feel some energy building from that exercise. Good. It's another one you can put in your pocket if you want it for later. So we're gonna do some shoulder stretches. We've done these ones a bunch of times before, but if you're new to it, don't worry, I'll walk through the steps. Go ahead and lift your left arm into the air and drop the left hand behind your head. And then take your right hand, reach up, grab the elbow or the forearm, whichever you can grab, and traction that elbow toward the center line of your body. Now, once you're there, a couple of things to make sure that you're in it. You can bring the back hand, the left hand, towards your spine. Now, when you do that, sometimes the back starts to hunch. So sit up tall. Sit up tall. Good. So for those of you who have done this with me before, I'll usually say that this isn't the most comfortable pose. There's definitely tension in the shoulder. And I'll remind you that the longer we're able to hold this posture, the greater the release will be when we come out of it. So I want you to breathe deeply. Know that it's just discomfort. It's not danger. There's nothing to run from here. We won't hold it for too long. Just another breath or so. And then when you're ready to come out, don't drop the arm. Carefully release it, letting it unfurl. And then feel sensation in the shoulder girdle, the arm, tingling, the warmth, the hand, that release in the shoulder. It might feel like that shoulder feels heavier, the arm feels heavier. Feel like the shoulder is setting further down than the right side. That actually might be true. Good. And so we're going to balance that out, or else you'll walk out like this, and we're not trying to do that here. So right arm goes into the air, and drop the right hand behind your head. With your left hand, reach up and grab the elbow or the forearm, and traction the elbow toward the center line of your body. The right hand behind you comes to your spine, and you lift the chest as high as you can. Now again, there's going to be some discomfort here, and I'm going to ask you to breathe with it. And if this is your dominant side, if you're right-handed, you're going to feel this a bit more than you did on the other side. If you're left-handy, you've already gone through the worst of it, hopefully. Just breathe with whatever sensation's there. Again, the longer we can hold this, the bigger the release will be. Stretching the shoulder. This is one of those exercises that I always get a release from. I could easily have just done like an entire yoga class on just shoulders, and I'd come into this, I would still get something out of it. I'm not sure if that's a good or a bad thing. It just is. It's just a reality. It's just a reality. There's tightness in the shoulders. We'll stay for a couple more breaths. Keep the heart lifting. And again, don't drop it. Slowly relax that arm down, feeling it unfurl, the tension unfurling, the warmth in the arm and hand, tingling, the sense of relief, heaviness, softness. Now it feels like we have brand new arms. I love it. So let's do some work for your lower back. So you're going to keep the knees in the wider position, heels stacking underneath the knees. So if they've moved them around at all, just put them back into that position. I'm going to turn diagonal, but you can keep facing forward. Sometimes it's just easier for you to see what's going on if I'm facing a different direction. So a couple of options here. You can have your hands on your hips. This is probably the least intense version. Or you can have your arms straight up, arms by your ears, okay? And you can change it up at any point if you want to, okay? So we're gonna lift the arms up or have them on your hips, but we're gonna feel length in the spine, inhale. Then exhale, think about hinging from the hip bones or the hip joints and bring your chest down as far as you can without collapsing. So that might look different in different bodies. You might only go about 45 degrees forward before that happens, okay? And then exhale, do it again. Come to your point, and then lift back up using the strength of your back here. Inhale, folding, or sorry, exhale, folding, inhale, lifting. And we'll do just a couple more rounds. Good. Now we're going to hold that point. So go ahead and fold to that point, whatever it looks like for you. Now, if you want to bring the hands onto the hips, you can do so, or you can keep with the strengthening and have the arms straight forward. But breathe. One more breath. You can do it. Stay with it. And then inhale with a strong back. Come all the way up. And exhale, relax for a moment, feeling whatever is there for you. Good. All right, so keeping the knees in the wider position, you're going to take your right hand in front of you, thumb pointing toward the ceiling, and then take the hand down between your knees and brace the back of the right hand into the inside of your right thigh or knee. And you're going to press the knee into the hand and the hand back into the knee, creating a little bit of resistance. This is going to help us with a twist here in just a moment. Okay, so bring your left hand onto your left hip, take a deep breath in, then exhale, roll the left shoulder back, look behind you. And this is the point where you want to press the hand into the knee and the knee back into the hand to give you a bit more twist in your spine. Looking back as far as you can. And now you can stay right here. Or if you want to make this a bit more, not necessarily more challenging, but just more, you can extend the left arm straight out from the shoulder and then take the left hand back behind you a bit more, and you'll find a bit more torque or twisting in your upper spine. If that doesn't feel good, don't do it. Good. All right. Go ahead and unwind. Come back to a tall spine. Feel sensation. Again, our bodies feel unbalanced, but notice what happened with that first side. And now, why don't we go ahead and balance that out so you don't walk out with your spine all twisted? So bring your left hand or arm extending in front of you, thumb pointing toward the ceiling. Bring that hand down between your knees and brace the back of the hand into the side of the knee or thigh. Right hand on the hip, sit up tall, and then roll the right shoulder back, looking behind you. And press the knee into the hand back into the knee to twist a little bit deeper. Now again, you can stay right here, or you could extend the right arm out from the shoulder, so straight out from the shoulder, so not directly up, but out from the shoulder, and then take the hand back behind you a bit more. You might get a bit more of a twist in the I was going to say the shoulder, but it's really the upper back. Breathe. Good. Inhale carefully, unwind, come back to your tall spine. Feeling sensation physically. Again, there might be an energetic component to it. Might be hard to say what it is, but there's something there happening in your energetic state. Let's go ahead and bring the knees back together. About hip width apart, heels stacking underneath. We have just a couple more exercises and then we'll meditate a bit. So let's come back into the spinal flex that we did earlier, opening up the chest. So roll the shoulders down the back, turn the chest toward the ceiling, head drops back comfortably. And again, you can shrug your shoulders up a bit to create a cradle for the neck so that it doesn't just flail back. Take some deep breaths. And then take a deep breath in. And then exhale, just hinge at the hips and roll your body down onto your thighs. Your hands can stay on the thighs or they can hang to the floor. Feel the chin drop in towards your throat. One more breath here. And then take your time. With an inhale, come back up. Good. All right. Great job. Let's spend the last few minutes we have together in meditation. So go ahead and slide to the back of your chair again, feet flat on the floor. And you can either sit up tall here if that's comfortable, or you're welcome just to relax. All right. Do what feels supportive to you. Not what you think you should do, but what actually feels good for you right now. And take a deep breath in and out. Go ahead and close the eyes. And go ahead and bring your awareness to your entire body here. Your feet, your legs, torso, chest, upper back, arms and hands, neck and head, your whole body. And we know that anatomically, when we're breathing, it's the lungs that are pulsing. They're filling and emptying, causing this expansion and contraction within you. I want you to imagine that instead of breathing with the lungs, it's the entire body, head to toes, that is breathing. So as you settle in, just imagine the body is expanding gently as you inhale and contracting slightly as you exhale. The whole body is breathing here. It might feel like a softness to your body. It might feel like a lulling or a soothing to any parts of your physical body that need lulling or soothing. You can also allow your mind to be looped into this pulsing awareness. You know, the mind is in the body, it's the brain, it's in the cells. You can even feel your brain pulsing with the breath as well, included in this contemplation. The whole body breathing. And if there's any parts of your mind that need relief, any lulling, any soothing, just imagine this pulsing is providing that relief, creating a softness or spaciousness or groundedness to your consciousness. Your whole body breathing. And allow this sense of soothing, allow it to come with you from this moment into the next. This relief that you're experiencing, however great or not great that is, that it's still accessible to you. With that intention, go ahead and take a deeper, fuller breath. Bring your palms together in front of you and rub them together, creating warmth. And then take the heated palms over your eyes, brushing over the top of your head, down your neck, welcoming yourself back to your space. All right. Thank you so much for joining in this practice. I hope that it is supportive. Again, if any of these exercises worked for you, just kind of pick them out and put them on your to-do list each day. And have a great weekend. I'll see you next time. Thank you.